two incredible 10-day Southeast Asia trips, both under $800. But which one should you actually take? One is bustling, adventurous, and beautiful. The other is illuminating, stunning, and a nature lover's paradise. Stick around. We're breaking them down day by day to find the winner. Thailand mixes big city energy with jungle retreats and postcard beaches. From street food alleys to quiet northern temples and southern limestone cliffs, it's endlessly varied and easy on the wallet. Vietnam pairs dramatic landscapes with layered history, chaotic cities, serene bays, and lantern-lit old towns. It's raw, soulful, and full of cinematic moments. Now let's break down what 10 days could look like in each country. I'll lay out a day-by-day path that's realistic, postcard-esque, and budget-friendly. Then we'll compare costs, pros, and cons. Starting with Thailand. Days 1 through 3. Bangkok. Spend your first days in Bangkok, wandering golden temples, bustling markets, and neon-soaked streets. Hop between a morning temple visit and a night market food crawl. The city is alive 24/7. Make time for a riverboat ride at sunset. It gives you one of the most cinematic views of old and new Bangkok. Days 4 through 6, Chiang Mai. Fly or take an overnight train up to Chiang Mai to explore quiet temples, local markets, and nearby mountain trails. It's a much slower, greener side of Thailand. Take a cooking class or an early hike to catch misty sunrise views. And make sure to visit the night market and lantern-lit streets. It feels intimate and timeless, a great counterpoint to Bangkok's chaos. Days 7 through 10. Krabi. Finish on the southern coast, seeing Krabi and nearby islands. Think turquoise water, dramatic limestone cliffs, and chilled beach days with optional snorkeling or kayaking. It's the perfect slow finale with sunsets that are the kind of views you'll want to keep as your travel wallpaper. Now, moving on to Vietnam and how to best spend your 10 days there. Days 1 through 3. Hanoi. Start your Vietnam adventure in Hanoi, where motorbikes, coffee shops, and colonial architecture collide. Walk the old quarter, sip egg coffee, and watch street life flow. Small temples and hidden alleys make for endless cinematic moments. And don't skip an early morning stroll around Hoan Kiem Lake. That calm before the city wakes is unforgettable. Days 4 through 6, Ha Long Bay. Head north or take a 2-day boat trip to Ha Long Bay where you can cruise between towering karsts, explore caves, and sleep on deck. It's one of the most photogenic landscapes in Asia. A sunrise over the bay is an unbeatable early morning cinematic moment. Make sure your camera is always ready. Days 7 through 10. Hoi An and the Central Coast. Wrap up the last of your Vietnam trip in Hoi An to see lantern-lit old town, tailor shops, and nearby beaches that make a dreamy place to unwind. Day trips to Mai Son ruins or nearby islands add variety. And at night, Hoi An's lanterns transform the old town into a gentle, colorful magic show you don't want to miss. Both trips can be done comfortably for around $800, not including flights. Here's how that budget breaks down. For accommodation, plan on roughly $20 to $30 a night for clean, comfortable mid-range guest houses or boutique hostels. That's about $200 to $300 total for 10 nights. Food and drink are incredibly affordable in both countries. Budget around $10 to $15 a day if you eat like a local, which comes to roughly $100 to $150 for the trip. Local transport, trains, buses, short flights, and tuk-tuks will usually run you another $150 to $200, depending on how many internal flights you choose. Activities and tours, cooking classes, boat trips, entrance fees are often inexpensive, but plan on about $100 to $150 for the full trip. Altogether, that brings you to around $800, giving you a comfortable low to mid budget where you eat well, sleep comfortably, and still do the experiences you came for. Thailand and Vietnam are two of the most incredible countries on the planet, but they both have their downsides. Let's take a look at the pros and cons for each. Thailand is easy to love. The food scene is world-class. Street food stalls deliver bold, cheap meals any hour. The country is also extremely tourist-friendly. English is widely understood in major spots. Transport options are plentiful, and the mix of cities, mountains, and beaches feels built for travelers. The nightlife and markets are vibrant, and logistical planning is low stress. But Thailand isn't flawless. Popular spots can get crowded, and the most iconic areas, like some islands and Bangkok's main temples, can feel a bit commercial. If you want complete off-the-grid solitude, you'll need to venture farther from main tourist hubs. Also, tourist prices in famous beach towns can rise quickly, so budget accordingly. Vietnam is raw and rewarding. The landscapes, from the limestone towers of Ha Long Bay to the rice terraces and ancient lanes, are endlessly photogenic. It feels a little more authentic in daily life. Street scenes, local markets, and historic corners offer texture and atmosphere. The food is incredible and cheap, and the pace is often more reflective than frenetic. That said, Vietnam can feel a bit chaotic, especially in larger cities where traffic and bustle are intense. English is less widely spoken outside tourist centers, which is part of the charm but can require patience. Logistics between distant regions sometimes take longer, and some travelers find the on-the-road energy more intense than in neighboring countries. So who wins this showdown? If you want easier logistics, a huge variety of experiences, and reliable tourist infrastructure, Thailand may be the better pick. It's perfect for first-time Southeast Asia travelers who want comfort and incredible food. If you're chasing raw landscapes, poetic coastal scenery, and a slightly more off-the-beaten-path vibe that rewards curiosity, Vietnam could be the place for you, especially if you love dramatic nature and historic towns. Ultimately, both trips deliver unforgettable memories on an $800 budget. The choice comes down to whether you prefer Thailand's polished, snackable travel format or Vietnam's textured, scenic adventures. Which side are you on? Comment below. Team Thailand or Team Vietnam? If you like this showdown, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more cinematic travel comparisons. Want a 2-week deep dive into either one? Tell me which and I'll make it next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.